Hey, I decided to vlog this week. I didn't vlog last week, and I kind of regret that, but I'll kind of just update you as we go. Nothing crazy happened, but this morning I've been working on Asian art history, just studying for the final now, and then I have class for that later. During that normal class time, I'm going to have an academic advisor meeting because while we're worried about finals and everything, they're making us pick our next semester of classes instead of waiting until after finals. Jam is looking very healthy. Ooh, she's looking pretty healthy. Those are quote unquote stress balloons. Someone came up with it and put them in the common room. I don't know why I put my mouth on something that I don't know where it's been during a global pandemic, but basically you just write down what you have to do, and when you finish it, you pop the balloon. I've been thinking it over for like 30 seconds. I want a Venus flytrap for Christmas. I am in shock. I'm in awe. The woman that I'm afraid to approach, that we've talked about in previous vlogs. I went up and she was the only person working the stand, so I had to ask her, and I was like, could I have some oatmeal please? And she was like, and she poured me half a scoop of oatmeal, dropped it on the counter, spilled half of the half scoop out, and started put a lid on it. And I said, could I have a little more please? And she said, I don't have to give you more than one scoop. No, I don't think you can. No, you can see it. Oh, it's gorgeous. There's a ton of them over there. Because the dew this morning. I'm not sitting down to feed the crows today. I don't hear any, even though it's a great spooky day to feed some crows. But it seems like the mist has congregated on all the benches. They'd be wet. I don't hear them, so probably would not be fruitful. But this is part where I'm going to insert videos from last week of me feeding the birds. Look at this little happy dance. Alright, just got out of a little Zoom meeting with my academic advisor, and I have lots of backup classes planned. One of them is actually with him because before I take education, I should dip my toes in the water. So, here's the plan, okay? This was the original plan. Japanese, the next part, anthropology, wink wink, Community Season 2, am I right, guys? No, I'm just taking it because it's a requirement to have some sort of thing in that category. Education, and a little extra 30 minutes of education, which is recommended. And then, history, pretty sure it's European, yep, to present, with Professor Bidlack. It is online, but it's really cool. Something I really want to get into, because honestly, I'll delete this off the schedule if I get in. It says waitlisted, but that might only be for upperclassmen because there might be seats reserved for freshmen. That's why I sent an email to see the syllabus of History 104, which is Japanese history, which kind of really goes with the flow of things here because I'm taking Japanese, took Asian art history. Why not? Why not? I have a little bit of framework from both of those classes. I like this stuff, so it's up my alley. And it's earlier, I didn't want morning classes, but it's online. And it's only twice a day. And if I did that, I'd remove this, and I'd have from 11 a.m. onwards, I'd have my Thursdays and Fridays open. That's insane. That is insane. I could go to brunch and lunch with people. So, registration's next week. We'll see how it goes. Registration was next week, last week. Registration's this week. tea.
Yeah, she got back to me like right away. She was like, "Hi Amelia, I will notify the History Department Administrative Assistant Kara Hemphill to ensure you eventually get a seat. It is my understanding that more seats will open up, but I will let Kara respond to this email to confirm this because she is more familiar with the process. Thank you for your interest." So, it just goes to show, you want to get into a class? You email that professor. I tried before to get into like a history class by doing that, and like I'm gonna take his history class this semester, but like I couldn't take his like upper level like Russian history, even though like that kind of stuff interests me. But we're waiting. We're waiting. By the way, I came to school with 42 playlists and now I have 47, and one of them is City Pop, aka the 70s and 80s cheesy music of Japan. So there you go, there you have it. So basically we had to do a dialogue, and Ueda-san and Ri-san, this dialogue is about their weekend. So we're gonna open up to page 217, and here it is. I will read both of our parts, I suppose, but my part is the first part, Ueda-san, alright? Lee-san, ohayo gozaimasu. That means good morning, Lee. Ah, Ueda-san, ohayo gozaimasu. Shumatsu wa dou deshita ka? And he says, ah, Ueda-san, or just, Miss Ueda. Good morning. How was your weekend? To which she replies, totemo tanoshikatta desu, which means it was very fun. それは良かったですね. And he says, that's great, that's good. And she says, みちこさんと渋谷に買い物に行って? And she's like, yeah, I went shopping in Shibuya with Michiko. And he says, which is like, yeah. And she says, コンサートへ行きました. I went to a concert. そうですか、いいですね. He says, oh, is that so? Sounds good. And she's like, Lee-san no shumatsu wa dou deshita ka? And she's like, how was your weekend? 先週は宿題がたくさんあって、週末はずっとうちで勉強しました. He said, well, last week I got a lot of homework, had a lot of homework, so I studied forever at home. And she said, それは大変でしたね. She's like, that was tough. He's like, だから忙しくて全然面白かったです. He's like, yep, it was very busy and not interesting at all. And she goes, じゃあ来週の週末はどうですか? She's like, well, how's next weekend? 来週はあまり忙しくありません. Well, next week isn't very busy. And she says, じゃあうちに遊びに来ませんか? She's like, well, why don't you come to my house to play? And he's like, いいんですか? And he's like, is that okay? 土曜日はどうですか? She's like, yeah, how's Saturday? He goes, 大丈夫です. He's like, yeah, that's good. That's fine. 大丈夫 means fine. じゃあ来るとき電話してくれませんか? She's like, okay, just why don't you call me when you come? And he's like, わかりました. じゃあ土曜日に. So he was like, I understand. Well, Saturday. So I'm guessing he's kind of like, well, I'll see you Saturday. So there you go. Since you wanted to hear a little more Japanese, that is your dose for the vlog. Okay, just a quick update because I've been reading 1984 to my friends. We made it to almost the end of part 2. As you can see, we're more than halfway through. And I went to the bookstore, the Bookery, which we're going to look at quickly today again. And I got The Sundown Kid, so I can read it to like Kyle and Matt Woody, my little cowboy friends back home. And because I finished a new book, we'll be able to move on to new books. My teacher also got me a book I'll show you in my backpack later. And we're going to lunch before my 2:30. And I believe today's lunch is the tofu hibachi. or just, you know, regular hibachi, but I like the tofu hibachi. I've eaten more tofu here in like my first 2 weeks here than I've eaten in my entire life.
Hi.
Oh, you're too cute.
She's a sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, you have a good one.
Thank you.
Chad was almost running to me on his way back from his lunch break. And Mr. Everton was in there, and who else was in there? I'm not sure. I don't know her name, but I heard her name this morning. I think it was Miss Kim. She's really nice. And I don't know, but I'll show you the lunch. Well, they didn't have Fahrenheit 451, unfortunate, but she says she'll have it back. I might try pawning one off of the high school. Why not? They don't use it in the curriculum anymore. I'll buy one off Miss Cooper. I went to the post office because I thought my hot to go was here, but I got these instead. It was Grammy. Grammy surprised me. I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her right after I open all these. Thank you again, Grammy. You're gonna see it in the vlog. Look at this. We got a little... Oh! It's a little bracelet with a pagoda on it. We got David Copperfield. We've got a bracelet with a little pagoda on it. And this is the best part. Well, they're all the best part. I was just most surprised to see more plants. I really want a Venus flytrap. It's 5 o'clock. She finally put out the quote-unquote study guide, and I'm gonna make a Latin American Caribbean Studies Quizlet with my notes. So it's getting later and I'm still making the Quizlet. I'm not very productive. Well, now I won't be distracted by the urge to look at and purchase a Venus flytrap because I did it. So that's what we call an impulse buy. Sorry, I was thinking about it last night. I love my plants. I'm sorry. I want another one. I want to feed it bugs, you know? Anyway. This extra looks a little bit like Uncle Kent and Billy. Grammy, maybe this book isn't so long as we think. With headings such as about the introduction before we get to the introduction, I feel like I can skip a little content before we get to the actual story, so. See, the book actually starts here, so we don't have to read this, but we still have this to go, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, I dropped it.
Tea. This is some serious stuff here. Tea.
Alrighty, so 5 minutes, I have class, gonna do my Essex presentation. We got some mushrooms. We're gonna eat during other people's presentation. We got refried beans with some stuff on it and some dessert, of course. Can't go without.
Here in 2016, you were like barely freshman in high school in 2016. But 2016 was the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death in 1616. And there were big celebrations and festivals all over the country. And I sort of organized a lot of events on campus, plays, speakers, a Shakespeare garden, a Shakespeare feast in the dining hall. And one of the things was a cardboard cutout of Mr. Shakespeare who still hangs out in my office even when I'm not here. Okay.
What's up? Not a lot to show you this Tuesday. More studying, more Quizlet, but I got some great emails today. Fahrenheit 451. Thank you, Mr. Bags, for offering me your personal copy. I will treat it properly. And I've been emailing professors all night because they're really making us worry about registration tonight. But I went through some course offerings in my head, made some phone calls, talked to my dad, talked to my friend Sam from Game Night. Game Night Sam! Love Game Night Sam. Bionicle Sam! Bionicle Sam. Good times. Good times. Anyway. I'm listening to more Bossa Nova. The baby of jazz and samba from Brazil. Very snazzy. See, my music taste has evolved as I've come here. Venus Flytrap is on its way. It's in the mail. Aha, yeah. I don't know what else to tell you. Watch me get copyright strike like 30 times in this video because all I do is play music. My Quizlet is looking horrific because I've been waiting to study until she gave us a study guide. You want to know what she gave us? Brazil. Do you know how many pages I have on Brazil alone? Like 30. I keep raising the number every time I say it. I have like 10, but still. What about Brazil? You know what she's always saying? Be specific, be specific, be specific. You're really gonna give me Brazil and then not have me ask, be specific? She really be taking points off for not being specific. And then she goes and says, just know about Brazil. Just know about it. Just know it. What a week. I got some attitude this week. It's because I'm worried, but not too worried. This is my favorite study set, the Asian art history, because it's who made it, what it's called, and then picture and time period. And they're all really pretty. They're all really pretty. Good Wednesday morning. It's another rainy day in Lexington. I really don't have anything to vlog, so this video I've decided is just gonna look like the 5-minute video where it's just a compilation of things to look at. Because all I'm doing is studying. It's nuts. But I'll update you on my course schedule. That's the big event this week.
Cezanne, as a precursor, but not so much. He's still so very interested in recession and linear perspective, etc. These guys, 18th century, they're like, yeah, we're ready. We're doing this already. Hello. What is this? This central thing. I'm dying to talk to you guys about this. This is obviously stream, right? And flowering plum.
Friday's gonna be the most interesting day of the vlog because that's when all my stuff comes from Amazon. Hopefully, here, let me check the calendar. No, it's gonna be during finals week. My plant's coming. But also I got some journals, got my hot to go. We'll show you those. Well, I took a little break, read a little bit of David Copperfield. Not very far, but what can you do? It's finals week. I just read it on my desperately needed breaks. We got some more Hillel, some bagels with lox, of course. Delicious.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I finished my Latin report.
It's in slow-mo.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
Mine's in fast mo, so.
Wait, I don't want to be. Well, Amelia's phone. I finished my Latin report. It was on Dionysus and his influence on Greek theater. How come he's the god of Greek theater anyway? And yeah.
Woo! Morning vlog. So it didn't go so well. But it's okay. Because Okay, I got into the super hard to get into poetry on my pick 1. Pick 3, I got into 2 of them, and I waitlisted because my backup, which had 16 seats available, I woke up this morning and it had 16 people waitlisted. Like, yikes. So, I'm on the wait list for the religion class, which now has a wait list of 7 people, but I was like the second person of those 7 people. And I sent some emails to Haskett, yesterday and this morning, so we'll see what happens. But that was crazy. I woke up and there's 19 people. Like, what do you do, So I went through literally all the course offerings, all of them. Undergrad, winter, appropriate for first years. Oh. Ah! Yay! Okay. The audacity on registration week. He's out of the office. Not Haskett, the religion department chair. He can let me in. Let me in! I'd be the IGGY. If anything, he can put me farther up the wait list. Somebody drops it. I got overrided for the writing one.
They're taking away the science library chairs. Where am I gonna sit? Okay, just got out of Asian art history. We're going for a walk. We're gonna grab my post office mail, which should have my hot to go. We're gonna grab my, my campus mail, which should have 2 journals, and my Venus flytrap came early. Yee! Gonna go to Kroger, get some distilled water. All right, epic unboxing day. We're gonna start with the hot to go. This is one of 8 hot to go packets I received. They're all reusable, and I'm gifting a bunch to mom and dad. So, hot to go is a reusable heat pack that uses a chemical reaction to create an insane amount of heat. Some salts are involved, some aluminum is involved. Here we go, we got 2 of them in here. Here it is with its sleek design, and see, it's kind of just this gooey, you can kind of play with it, but this is where the magic happens, right? You see that little disc in there? Yep. All you gotta do, pardon my nails, is watch. Oh, it's hard to do one-handed. Take a look, okay? Sorry that you can't one-hand it, but you take a hold of that disc and you pop it, you bend it like that, and what happens? Look. All the salts inside this pouch crystallize, and you mush it around, and it actually is hurting because it's hot out today, but look at that. This is letting off 129 degrees Fahrenheit right now. That's like 50 degrees Celsius, maybe? God, it's wonderful. It's wonderful on a cold day, and you just can mush it around, and you can just let it warm your hands up. My hands are a little cold. It gets cold in this room, so I'm glad I cracked a pop to go. But we'll save the rest. And it is reusable, because even though the chemical reaction has occurred, you can reset it by throwing these pouches into a boiling pot of water for 10 minutes. Let them cool for 10 minutes, and they are ready to pop again. So that is hot to go. Next up, I decided I wanted to start writing a journal while I'm here at college. So I bought these two gorgeous notebooks. Let's take a look. Wow. Look at that. We've got the gold paper. That's thick enough to work with. So we have journal 1, journal 2, and I don't know how frequent I'll write, but look gorgeous. They were like $10 a piece, $12 a piece, somewhere between those two numbers. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. And last, but certainly not least. So our professor just emailed us that we're not doing in-person class, and I set up in her classroom. So as a power move, I'm just gonna do the Zoom in here anyway. So it came with all this moss packing, probably for helping plant it in. And it is supposed to come with 3, and it came with way more than 3. Look at them. Gorgeous. They look all right. So let's see what happens. Let's just read some instructions and get them planted after class. Just like the review said, it came with more than 3, and it came with very, very explicit instructions on how to take care of it. And so we might go to Kroger. We're definitely getting distilled water. We're definitely maybe going to Kroger, maybe getting a pot. Maybe I'll go to the antique store for a pot, because they told me they had a $13 gray pot with a Volkswagen with a Christmas tree on the back, which does sound interesting. But if I can find something cheaper at the antique store, we're gonna go for that. But yeah, very explicit instructions. So.
Package here. This is essentially what you receive in the mail, except it's got a label on top. And I'm going to open it and show you exactly how to set it up.
This is the seller. This is the guy I actually bought it from, not a random YouTube video. Actually, we're not going to stay here for class as a power move. We're going to go back to my room so we can set up the plant as soon as possible, because we don't need a pot. We just need a saucer, because it came with a pot. That little black pot is for my plant. So we're going to pack it up. And we're gonna find a little, because it just needs a Tupperware, and I'm sure we have one of Grandma's Tupperwares to put a Venus flytrap in, to fill with water. So, we'll be back.
Gorgeous. Were you taking a picture? Cool. Is he sparkling?
She's here, and she's gorgeous. Got it set up the way Joel, the carnivorous plant guy, set it up. And we're gonna feed it. Today is Friday. We're gonna feed it on Monday night, so yay! There's the sorority houses in the dock.
Again. 6-4 again.
Yeah, there's 2.
I'm gonna go for it again. Oh my god,
Wow.
we're literally taking Sam off the board.
Double sixes.
5-5.
No, I still have these 2 provinces that you should
Wait,
have
5-5. Does
Not
that
for long.
does that mean I lose
lose,
two?
you lose 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was just leaving them there.
Okay, I'm gonna.
So there they are. I boiled
Oh,
them
wait,
all, and they reset,
again.
and you can use them again.
4-3. 3. Okay.
I feel like America's just gone because
I'm in Africa, but Elle's coming into Africa. I'm also there.
I'm gonna try and go for China.
Ooh.
4-1.
5-4. So
You
choose
lose
2.
two. And that did not work at all.
No, it
Which
didn't.
is totally fine.
Even
2.
So my 6 beats your 4, my 3 beats your 2. Okay, yeah, you lose 2.
Okay.
Russia's
And
falling.
now to reclaim the motherland.
Oh wait, I only got 1. 3.
4.
Oh wow, that's good. Okay, so I have to. You know what?
I lost, so
Base,
now I'm doing homework.
No, my phone.
Say hi.
Wait, no. I can tell it's on Mario under there.
Alright, that's it. Gonna head to bed now. Gonna shower, head to bed. And we got work and finals tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's get her out of the way. Let's get that Japanese one done. We got a lot to learn about Latin American Caribbean studies. But I have faith. I got faith in myself. I did all the readings. I paid attention. But I'm struggling. I'm emotionally struggling on that. But it's gonna be fine. So Asian art history is gonna be fine. It's gonna be a little tricky, but it's pretty straightforward. So good night. I love you. Bye. Also, I'm playing music for the plants because Mythbusters said that music helped some peas grow. So maybe some music. I can't play death metal really loud. They said that the death metal peas were the best. But they're gonna have to deal with some bossa nova instead, because I like bossa nova, so they're gonna, like mother, like son, so.